every time. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you with us. Yes, we're stitching on the same thing as last night, or Saturday night. So, I got on a roll. Bonna's, you're flying on that thing. Wow.
No, I'm really not.
No? Looks like you're
No.
moving. But it is
Well,
your
thanks.
anniversary.
Yes, today's my anniversary.
Your anniversary, and you're spending your evening with stitchers. There we go.
That's right.
There's commitment. How many is it?
24.
24. Ooh, the big 25 silver one coming up.
Yep.
Yep. Next year it'll be exciting. Well,
Probably not. Probably not. It won't be. It'll just be another day.
I was gonna say, as I recall, it was pretty much just like the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way that works. Yep. Yep. That's the way it works. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Good to have you with us. Let's see. Needle in a Haystack, as you can see, sponsoring. And I need to get that back up there. And I'm working on my band sampler for a little while longer anyway. And what is that one you're working on, Bonna?
This one,
Yeah.
it's Two Red Houses by Little House Needleworks.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Needle in the Haystack, check that out. All kinds of, actually, probably I would say maybe your best source for hard to find threads, I would think.
I think absolutely it is.
I would think so. And tap into Kathy's skill in terms of colors and threads, because she is a talented lady for that kind of thing. And also check out her acrylic stuff that she's doing with her laser cutter. She's making some really nice acrylic pieces, particularly those thread keeps. They're very nice. So check those out. They're right on her homepage there. And tonight we're giving away the usual deal. We're giving away 2 charts that I had put in a real handy spot so I could show them. And, oh, here they are. So one we're giving away is the Heartstring Samplery. Uh-oh.
You're out of focus
I'm out of focus?
on both of those.
Out of focus. That's weird.
It doesn't look so on my computer.
Here, I'll switch cameras and
Your
come back.
opening slide was out of focus too towards the end. That looks better.
They were crystal clear here. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, the 2 giveaways. The first one tonight, Stars and Stripes Forever stocking ornament number 3 from Heartstring Samplery, and Jan Michaels making this one possible for us. Sent this, had an extra one, so she sent it. This is a full kit now. This is a full kit, little stocking, full kit. That's kind of neat. So that's one to win tonight. Everybody says we look fine in focus. Must be Marga's machine then. Hard to know these days with the internet getting pounded so hard by everybody what's going on. So that's one tonight. And then the other one that made possible by Terry Backhouse. This is Maria Casson, 1882. From Lucy Beam, Love and Stitches, Mary Casson, and reproduced by Rebecca Noland. But there's that. So giving away these 2 charts, the sampler and the little stocking. So the usual deal, and I'll get Bonna's address up there. You'd think I'd have my act together by now, but, you know. So Bonna at WeTalkFiber.com, quarantine in the subject line, name and address in the body of the email, and then we will get you in the drawings for those 2 tonight. So those 2, and thanks to Terry and Jan for making those possible tonight. We appreciate it. And Vanna winners from Saturday.
Yep, I got them. The first winner, first we'll give away the Fiber Talk T-shirt winner was Elaine Williford. Elaine Williford was the Fiber Talk T-shirt winner. The next winners were the 3 Bothy thread animal kits. The first winner was Elisa Reagan. Elisa Reagan. The second winner was Carol Reether. Carol Reether. And the last winner was Amanda Mitchell. And then I also have the winners of the needle minders, the set of 2 Fiber Talk needle minders. The first winner was Susan Haywood, and the second winner was Becky Jeffers. Becky Jeffers. There we are, all caught up on the giveaways.
Excellent. Now. And Margaret took a bag of stuff to the post office today, and so I think all of those things, except the T-shirt, obviously, all those things are in the mail today too. So should be to you in a few days. And those who are waiting on international shipments, Margaret went to a different post office. Our post office that's just 4 or 5 blocks from us was really busy, so she went to another one. And apparently those mystical, hard to come by international shipping forms are in ample supply at the other post office, which is in a little tiny town and barely has enough lobby for 3 people, but all the forms in the world. So international stuff will get caught up here in the next couple days. Our post office is not the most energetic group of individuals. They're all they all have jobs for life, and they've been there a long time. They're just coasting it out. So we got that international thing straightened out, so that should be fine. And then people who are missing the Erica Michaels pieces, that was my error. We're getting that fixed, and that should be in order here in the next 2 or 3 days. Everything should be in order. So if you're waiting on one of those because it was early on, we'll get that straightened out. I messed up things, so we'll have it for you. Then also we have, let's see. Oh yeah, I can go to the magic chart. So we got all kinds of things coming up. If I can get my all kinds of things coming up, which we have been over 100 times, but we'll go over time number 101. And so Wednesday is the regular podcast with Arlene, regular audio podcast that you get either at wetalkfiber.com or through an app. I highly recommend you use an app for the audio podcasts or off the YouTube channel. And then we'll be here Wednesday night. Then Friday night is Friday Night Live, and coincidentally, that is also the first day for the Hannah Longstreth. So we'll be able to put those first stitches in Friday night and get this thing off and running. Let's see, Vanna's a little soft, Fiber Talk lettering in her hand, like when a camera aperture is large. I think it's internet things. I'm not sure what we can do with that. Because the signal I'm getting from Vanna is tack sharp, and that's the signal that's going out. So it's got to be YouTube having trouble. Not sure how. Yeah, nothing we can do about that. Hopefully it'll straighten out with time. So Friday night we'll get to put those first stitches in. I know I spent some time Saturday getting my linen and all my threads lined up for Hannah, so I'm ready to go. And Vanna mentioned she was going to work on that. I don't know if you got to it or not, but
I finished got mine ready today.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yep, mine's on the rack ready to go. So we're Friday night we'll be able to kick off Hannah Longstreth, and then now remember, 2:00 Eastern time on Saturday is a live show with Natalie Dupuis. And I hope you were able to see, if you're interested, hope you're able to see the Sunday show with Natalie on couching techniques and couching history and so on and so forth. And that I really enjoyed it. I know for some people it's just not your cup of tea, and there's you don't have any interest. But I've heard from several people that they enjoyed it. And so Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern will be your chance to have Natalie live here, and then we'll take questions and get input and get help from Natalie. So I had communication with her last night. She's looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun to do a live show like that after we have a podcast or a video show. And yeah, so looking forward to doing that. Hope everybody can join us. Hope we have a good crowd. Learn something different from Natalie on Saturday. And then it's looking like we'll have the chief executive from the Royal School of Needlework on Sunday for the podcast. She and the director of education, I believe she is, and I don't think I have that right. But anyway, two people from the Royal School. So we'll get to talk about how they're transitioning from classrooms to online teaching and what they have to offer online, and just how they're dealing with all that, but also basically how you can get involved with the Royal School and take classes from them, because they've had to shift, like everybody else, to online things, and they need to offer classes because they don't have nobody can come in, and of course support them through their store if you can. But that will be Sunday. And then, now remember, next in May now, we're switching these quarantine stitch hours to Tuesday and Thursday. So we'll have a live show Tuesday night, a live show Thursday night, and then Friday night live on Friday night. So we're switching that around now in May. So, and of course you'll get, if you're registered, you'll get the normal notices when it happens. But Tuesday and Thursday are our days, and then Friday night live. Those are our 3 days. So just don't forget that. And yeah, I see some other people enjoyed the thing with Natalie Sunday. Yeah, please check that out. I think that was a good show. We learned a lot. I learned a lot. Interesting stuff. Couching, gold work, and all the history behind it. And yeah, I thought that worked out pretty well. So check that out, and then join us Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern here again live with Natalie, and then you can ask questions, or others can ask questions, learn things, and see her in action. So that'll be good. Then remember now, the Fiber Talk t-shirts are available, and needle minders at the shop page on wetalkfiber.com. So order those, please. Appreciate all the people who've ordered things. And if you're interested in a t-shirt, they're there. And remember that now, that's an order that we're going to take orders till the 15th of May, and then we'll place the order for the shirts. So you don't get that right away. Marga is sending out needle minders just about as soon as we get orders in. Those are going out. And like I said, a whole bunch of them went out today. So, and then remember to plan on Mother's Day, noon Eastern time, for our Mother's Day quarantine quarters. And that's 15-minute shows on the hour. And Vaughn and I racing on Hannah Longstreth to see who can get the most most stitches in 4 hours. So plan on joining us for that. We'll have prizes if anyone is interested in donating prizes to give away, designers, shops, whatever. Still have some slots open for sponsorship if shops are interested. But looking forward to having a lot of fun stitching. But those are 15-minute shows. That's where the quarters comes in. 15-minute shows, noon to 12:15, 1 to 1:15, and so on. And then we sign off, and then we stitch and come back again at the top of the hour. So a little different format. And set up competitions with your friends, or get together online, or however you want to do it, and have some fun along with us doing that. And then Ellie and Katie will be distributing prizes. But now the key is you have to go to wetalkfiber.com, and you have to sign up to be eligible for prizes. There's a big old link right there at the very top of the page on the home page that takes you to a form. You have to be signed up to be eligible for prizes. And you have to be signed up, I think it's by noon the day before, May 9. So do that right away if you haven't already, so you're on the list to win prizes. because that's what we're drawing from. There won't be any comments or emails during the show. That's how we're doing it. So it'll be simple and we believe much more fair for everyone. So that is Mother's Day. So please plan on that. Hope to have a big crowd for that, for those shows. Get your stitching together and your friends, and let's have some fun doing that. Now I'm going to screw up this name. Marcy. I think it's Marcy Dubois. Marye. Marcy. I believe that's right. Marcy. If I don't have it right, I apologize. Dubois. I got that right. She finished Anya's Day. And here, she finished Honest Day, and then I forgot to turn this thing, but here, just a second. Let me get this out of the way here. There. Now you can see she did it on 40 count natural linen 1/2. 40 count natural linen 1/2, and she used DMC 333 for the whole thing. And she got it done. She finished. That is a huge accomplishment. That is one beautiful piece. And there's a close-up of the center. Really nice. So congratulations on that. That's fantastic. Oops. And there's one side of it. So, yep, terrific job. So congratulations on that. Happy to have others as you finish Anya's Day, or any of them that you did as part of that stitch along. Send photos. We'll show everybody on these shows, because you get one of those Jacob pieces done. That's quite an accomplishment, and beautiful. They're all beautiful. So that's that's just some beautiful work there. Congratulations. Terrific. Let's see. I think that's all. That's all I got. So we'll go back to the stitching part. There. I got to get all the things back up. Somebody asked last time, where is that Bonna thing? Oh, there it is. Somebody asked last time, either before we went on the air or during, but anyway, I didn't see it, how to do quarter stitches, cross stitch quarter stitches, and they don't get used much anymore because people don't want to do them. But older charts have those, so I set up a little thing to show quarter stitches, and where they really pay off is on diagonals. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, if you look at this is an old chart of an old world Santa that I'm doing, and it used to be more on old charts because there was a lot of back stitching and quarter stitching. So these are the little quarter stitches here, right there. Those little pieces right there. Those are quarter stitches, and the reason they go in, I like them because I think they create a nice effect. Now here's that, what I was stitching, or what I am stitching, and you can see how on the diagonal, the little quarter stitches, it makes kind of a fuzzy thing, but it's an even line. You see that? You don't get the stair step work. So it's an even line, and then when I back stitch on the outside of that, then that will be a solid fill-in. You won't have a stair step little gaps in there. And this old chart uses them a lot. It's I don't even know how old it is. It's 80s, I think, but uses those quarter stitches a lot. You can see it all the way down on the diagonal. Every time there's a diagonal, then they drop in quarter stitches all the way. And then here you can see that they do 2 quarter stitches here, and then you back stitch across the middle between the two of them. So you just do 2 little quarter stitches, and that helps give a better angle to each piece, and fills it in. And I don't know, I haven't seen one on a chart in a long time, except for old charts that I have. But so anyway, the easiest way to show it is when you're doing it over 2, it's pretty straightforward. Over 1, you can't do it. But over 2, all you do is you're just making a stitch, if I can find the hole. So you're coming up where you would normally come up here, and then you're just going down in the hole that you would normally cover. You're just going down in there. So you're just making a quarter of an arm. And you see how that fills right in. And so that's all you're doing. Pretty straightforward. If you're doing it on Ada, then you have to pierce that block in the middle, which can get kind of challenging to get it right in the center every time. But you're piercing that block in the middle. So, and then you can see by doing those quarter stitches, then you see it makes a nice even line rather than having those stair steps. And I think even today in charts that don't call for them, if you have a diagonal, I think it's a nice thing to add, because it really evens out that line, and I think fills it in quite nicely. Now when I'm doing them, like on this one here, on this piece, where I'm doing very small, this is 40 count, I leave the tension on those just a hair loose, because it's real easy to get that little quarter stitch nub to have it just disappear. So I leave it just a hair loose, so it stays up there and has some prominence. But and you can see all the shading all the way through that hat. You can see how the quarter stitches. It's pretty easy to decide where to back stitch because of the quarter stitches all the way through. And I still have some in there, down in here. There's still some work to do in there. But so that's what it is. So whoever it was that was wondering, that's what a quarter stitch is. They're pretty straightforward. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing tough about them. But it makes for a nice finish off of the diagonal lines. So hope that helped whoever it was. And of course, if I'd written down the name, it would help, but I didn't. So there we go. Hope that helped.
Yeah, it helped me.
What's the difference between a quarter and a half stitch? Well, a half stitch is just a line. There's a 3/4 stitch. I mean, there's a quarter stitch and a 3/4 stitch, because a half stitch is because a 3/4 stitch or a quarter stitch. Here, I'll go back. Or a 3/4 stitch, and there are some in that chart too. Is coming up and doing a quarter stitch, and then you basically make a T with a short foot on it, like so. That's your 3/4 stitch, because then, obviously one more quarter would make the X, you see. And I have, in that chart has those too in there, and those are used with effect too, and it just depends. There you kind of have to use your judgment when it comes to 3/4 stitches as to which line goes where, or where the line goes. But I kind of fiddle with it from time to time when I do that. But that's a 3/4 stitch, and those are used to good effect too. Yeah, over 2. It's over 2 is really the only way it works. Over 1, you really can't do it. And then you can do it on Ada, but you have to pierce that square in the middle, which can sometimes not come out real even because it's hard to get in dead center every time. But on even weave or linen, where you're going over 2 and you have a hole in the middle, then yeah, it's easy to do those. So, yeah. Hope that helped. Vonna, what color red floss your favorite color?
My it's cherry. What I'm using is cherry cobbler, and that's my favorite color. That's from Classic Colorworks. And remember, I'm using cherry cobbler on all of this, but I'm using the lightest parts on where the light would hit the houses. So this is cherry cobbler over here. On this face of the house is cherry cobbler, and this is going to be the side, but it's going to be the same light. But this is light. This is dark, lighter, and this is darker because this is going to be in the shadow. Over here will be the darker because this will be in the shadow.
Yeah.
But I'm just using parts of the same color. I'm just using the darkest parts for where the shadows will be and the lightest parts for where the light should be.
Let's see. Jillian asking Vonna, now that your camera angle is good, can you show the pin stitch over 1 again?
Okay, because I'm getting ready to end this, so.
Okay. You know, given where you're at, I'm going to take that needle stack down there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so when you do a pin stitch over 1, so that'll just be one of these threads, I come up at the corner, I pierce the middle of the thread, come up at the other edge, and go down the middle. And then when I want to end, I always pull it back up to the top. And see, it's not going to go anywhere. And I snip it. There you go. And you end it the same. I mean, like I ended my thread doing that. So that's how you start and stop. And here I'm going to do it again off to the side. But this time I'm going to do an L stitch because that's how I start a lot of time. And this is going to be covered. Since this floss is the same color as my background, I don't worry about if I've done like a long row of just half cross stitches down, I'm going back and crossing the other way. I don't worry about if the floss is the same color as the background. I don't do it like underneath or I don't start the pin stitch in the row. I just start it off to the side. So I always start with an L stitch. So I come down through the top of the linen or whatever. I hold that. I come up to the side of it, go back down to where I started, come back up just above it to make, either an L, go back down. Then I'm going to go over here and start my stitch. And I'll come over here and snip it. And I'll cover that with the color of the house and you won't even know that it's there. And you can see I ended right here in red because this is all going to be red. So I ended right there with an L stitch right there. And that'll be covered when I continue to do the red.
Vanessa says we bored John to sleep, so oh well.
Yeah. It's 8:30, Gary, according to my watch.
Okay,
here,
well, it's just needle in a haystack tonight, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tori says my threads and linen for Berry Sampler came today, and Bonnie, you weren't kidding when you said blacksmith blue is a beautiful shade of blue for CCW.
Yeah, it really is a pretty blue. And cherry cobbler is a beautiful red too.
Yeah, I like that cherry cobbler. Yeah. Yep.
I think that a pretty green in classic color works is weeping willow. I love that one too.
Those are all of Classic Color Works variegated.
Yes.
Oh, I can go back to both of us. Whoa. Look at that.
Well, did anybody want to guess what I had for what I made for my for our anniversary meal today?
Oh, that's right. I was going to ask you earlier and forgot what you made. Well, that's right. You
Yeah,
can't go
well,
out for dinner. That's for sure. Yeah.
yeah. We had our Pfeiffer tradition Mexican fiesta, so I made enchiladas with
Ooh.
homemade enchilada sauce and homemade Spanish rice, and then refried beans, and we had churros. I made churros.
Holy smokes. Worked your butt off for your own anniversary.
I cooked for 3 hours, so
Yeah, cook for 3 hours and in 20 minutes it's over. Yeah.
oh, it was like sad. That's what I was thinking too. It was sad. Had enchiladas. Yep, enchiladas. And I make everything from I make my own, which is not hard. Anybody can do it, but I make my own enchilada sauce, and it's just amazing how much better that tastes than like I mean, it just really is amazing. And the Spanish rice, my kids could eat Spanish rice. I make like 4 cups of it in the and my kids eat the heck out of that. They really do. They love it. The girls will eat it cold.
Really?
Mm-hmm. What is a brighter white? I'm doing the early American patterns, and the eggshell blends into my Ada and doesn't look bright. A bright white would be, let me think, magnolia. Or if we're talking classic color works, is that what we're going to talk? Classic color works. A bright white would be magnolia, snowball. Uh, snowball would be bright. That's all the only ones I can think off the top of my head. Maybe garden trellis. That's the only ones I can think off the top of my head. Okay, okay, we've already answered that. I think they had one up here. Gary and Vonna, what has been the piece that you are most proud of that you have stitched?
Probably the Gay Ann Rogers piece I did, Lady Edith.
Gay and Roger. Oh yeah, that one's
Just
beautiful.
because of what went into it, and it just came out.
Mm.
I thought it came out really nice. Plus on Congress cloth, which helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Honestly, you don't start or end with a pin stitch in the actual line of crosses that you're working on. Mindy, no, I don't. If it's like, if I can cover it with another color, I don't. No. Okay, let's see. Can you explain? Can you explain the over dyeing process? What do they start with and how do they do the dyeing? Well, they start with DMC color, like DMC floss, and then they make it's a very involved process, and none of the dye houses will tell you exactly what they do or what dyes they use, because that's like like the Kentucky fried chicken recipe, the Colonel Sanders recipe. They won't tell you what that is. Most dye houses won't tell you what their recipe is for their colors, but they make their recipe for the dye, and then they dye it, and that's about it. They let it dry, cut it, sort it, card it, send it to the stores. So it's all an over dye process. So they over dye. Some colors I know are actual DMC like colors, and then they add their own dye to make it different. So, and that's with all of the dye houses. Okay, what is okay? We answered that one. My kids did clean up, yes. Marilyn, I use Mountain Mist. Now wait a minute, batting. What kind of? I don't use batting. Are you talking fiberfill or the polyfill? Because batting is different from that, and I don't remember doing a video that I used batting, but if I did, I used the 100% cotton white from Joann's. It's just cotton batting. That's it. It doesn't matter. If you're talking fiberfill, I use Mountain Mist, but they've stopped selling that at Joann's, and I can't find it. Fortunately, I bought like 20 bags, and I still have several of them, but I'm worried about what I'm going to use next, because I do not like polyfill or that fiber, whatever it's called. Polyfill, I think. I don't like that. So, I don't know. Right now I use Mountain Mist. All right.
Have either of us taken an RSN course? No, on my list of things to do.
Yeah, I want to too.
But no, never have.
Can you please tell me the other colors you're using, Bonnet? In this piece, this is onion skin. This is black coffee. This is weeping willow. And this is grits, which is actually a Weeks Dye Works, but I had it and I just wanted to get rid of it. So,
just throw it in. I want it out of here.
So that's what this is. Grits, Weeks Dye Works, but this is weeping willow. I think this one is the darker green is English ivy. So this is English ivy. This is weeping willow. This is cherry cobbler. This is toffee from Gentle Arts. Onion skin, classic black coffee. That's the colors I'm using. Is it Pellon batting, Jennifer, or is it Pellon interfacing? Because the last time I was at my Joann's, I just bought the cotton. What is the name of that stuff? It is cotton batting, just 100% cotton batting. But to be honest with you, the batting that I use is heirloom, and it's from Hobby Lobby, and they also sell it at the quilt shop that I work at. So that's really what I got. But not for finishing, just for my quilting.
And you can about bet that all that batting comes out of the same factory. Just gets put into different bags.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Tori, if they made it stop forever. If you go online, it says that they're still selling, and then it has people that sell it as Michaels, and I've looked and looked and looked on Michaels, and I can't see that they sell it even online. But I don't know. Warm and natural, yes, thank you. But it's warm and white is what I use, not natural. So, that's something. I went to my Joann's, Jennifer, right before quarantine, and I bought like probably 10 or 15 things of warm and white. But I don't know about Pell-on batting. Edith, not this year. I'm sorry. I have all the spots taken for 2020 is already taken for finishing. I'm not accepting any more this year. I'm sorry. I would be happy to help next year if you get me before the spots are taken. And I don't. Many people ask me if I keep a waiting list, and I do not. Last year, I said I would do a waiting list, and I had 200 names in 3 weeks. And I just made myself sick trying to get it worked out. So, no, I don't do a waiting list either. It's kind of a first come, first serve. Sorry.
Well, what you're not taking any more, and you still have what, some 30
I
or
have
30 or 40 boxes of projects.
Yeah, I still have 35 packages here.
and
And they're not all just not one per, like one
right.
package takes about a week to get through because most people will send. I only allow 12 at one time, and most people send the max every time. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate that. I think we look better today than what we did when we were married, too, to be honest with you. I do. I really honestly do. I was looking at our wedding picture today and I thought, oh, we look horrible.
Yeah. I have to say I would agree with you. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. He looked like George Costanza. Jennifer, have you tried heirloom batting? I think it's Dodd's heirloom. Let me see. Hobbs. Hobbs heirloom batting. It is that. It's really nice. I know that Hobby Lobby sells it. It's very nice batting. I love it for quilting. I do not love it for finishing, but I do love it for quilting.
Well, Cindy and Beth, I don't know if you were here the other night, but we're getting our act together to do that a textured treasures piece. What is that called, Vanna?
Dawn to dusk.
Dawn to Dust. So I don't know if you were here the other night, but if you still want to join us, we're doing it. Anybody else, certainly welcome to join us. I got. I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use Kathy Ray. I'm going to give her a DMC color to replace the pink in that rosy sky thing. I think I'm going to give her a DMC color and have her figure out threads because it was today was I was looking at it yesterday to change the colors and I realized classic example of not having a store is I couldn't lay out the threads to see what I was dealing with. Like because there's so many different threads. So like normally I would take the the specified threads and lay those out and then replace the colors, and can't do that.
Yeah.
I wasn't real good at imagining it, so.
Well, I placed a pretty large order with Kathy Saturday, and I have I'm also getting kitted the next Anasazi Dream, And it was so funny. She wrote me back. I said, I know that there's threads in here that are out of production. And I said, just pick what you want to. And she wrote me back and she said, do you have a vision? Because we could replace this with this or this with this. And I said, I have no vision. Your vision is as good or better than mine. So just do what you have to do.
Allow me to get out of your way.
Yeah. I said, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, see,
Caroline.
I think I'm just going to tell her use this DMC or something close, and then make everything else work off of that.
That's right. Have I made the Be Kind freebie design? No, I haven't. Caroline, I have not had one extra minute to do anything, and I need to stitch it myself again and do the finishing. I apologize. I'll try to get on that as soon as I can, but honest to heaven, my life has been nothing but filled for the last several weeks, and I will do that as soon as I get a chance to. Yeah, I thought Hobbs Heirloom. I like Hobbs Heirloom too, Karen. I don't like it for finishing, and the reason is somebody asked above why, um, what batting is best suitable. I like the warm and white because it's got a high scrim, which means it's more felted. So that's why I like it for finishing. So that kind of batting's what's best for finishing. Is like one that has a heavy scrim. And I have not used bamboo batting, so I can't tell you. So girly, I just can't tell you. I have not ever used bamboo batting. Mickey, you need to call the stores, and they'll help you. Any good cross stitch store, if you call them or email them and tell them that you need this or that, they'll be happy to fill the order. And I know that Kathy does, because that's exactly what I did on Saturday. I emailed her what I wanted, and she took care of it. Okay, Beth says that she's going to put red in her dead dawn to dusk.
Okay. My first ride outdoors this morning, Beth. Getting geared up to ride to Iowa.
You're going to actually ride all the way to Iowa?
Yep, Clinton, Iowa.
Wow.
It's just I think it's just like 100 miles is all.
Oh.
One way, so it's not a big deal.
You would have to stay overnight, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'll probably do it in three legs, so because I don't want to ride to 100 miles each of 2 days. No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably do it in 3 legs. Split it up somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, my butt would hurt me. Like, I can't hardly do 10 miles without wanting to lay down and cry.
You got to do it every day and just keep doing it for a longer period of time. Then pretty soon your butt gets hard and you don't even think about it. But then once you get your butt hard so you can sit on a saddle for a long period of time, then you don't want to give it up. So
yeah,
so you have to keep riding, but not a terrible thing.
So are they going to lift your quarantine in Illinois? Do you know?
Have
they said anything?
I don't think so. I think they're going to extend it.
I'm wondering if they're going to extend it here too, because ours is over with May 1st, supposedly, but the cases keep going up and up and up here. So,
Yeah. Let's see. My longest ride in one day is 105 miles just to do it in one day. I've done that a number of times. But, in a less than a week's time, my sister and I have done rides between 450 and 500 miles in 4 or 5 days. But to one day, yeah, 105, yeah, one day. That's plenty of riding for a day.
uh, Walking the Water's Edge, it is not available for purchase. I took those posts down because uh, both on Facebook and on Instagram, because they got a little heated with people. And I don't know that I'm going to post about it again. But Walking the Water's Edge is an EGA teaching piece only. I got it through by ghosting a class, which means I thought everybody knew what ghosting a class was, but apparently they don't. So ghosting class means that you purchase the class, like a seat in the class, and you don't attend. So that gets you everything that the students that are there has, you get it too. But it's just an EGA teaching piece, and it's been around for a long time, hadn't it, Gary? Like
Oh
2011
yeah,
or something.
oh yeah. It's been around a long time because I have the kit. I don't know how many years ago. Because I did it as a class in our local A&G chapter class. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's old. It's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Still, a classic. I mean, that's one of those classic designs. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, so if you really want to get in it, you do what I did. You like join EGA, and then a lot of times if you join EGA, there's other chapters in the country that will have them. Like the Windy City EGA chapter, I know, is having Walking the Water's Edge, and they've had to delay it. But there's several people that I know that I'm friends with that are actually ghosting that class. So that's how I got it. That's how you have to get it. She's very strict. The teacher's very strict about it. She only will teach to people that are EGA members, or at least that's what was told to me when I EGA or A&G members. So that's how I wanted it, and that's what I did. I ghosted the class.
Yeah. Ghosting. Sometimes ghosting is allowed, and sometimes it isn't. But it's a way to
Yeah.
offset costs. Because if a chapter has somebody like Diane Herman come and teach, then they have to pay. They have to pay all her expenses, airfare, hotels, the whole bit. And so what happens is you pay X amount for the kit, and then her teaching fee, and then once they know what the costs are for her travel expenses, then that's divvied up amongst everybody who's in the group, and then that pays for it that way, because there isn't a chapter on the planet that has enough money to just bring in teachers and pay their expenses. So it's a way, and so then they'll say, all right, especially smaller chapters, you're allowed to ghost if the teacher will allow it. You're allowed to ghost because then that cuts down on the cost per person. And yeah, but sometimes it's not allowed. Some teachers just simply won't allow it. So
Yeah. Oh, I don't worry about. I mean, well, I do worry about negative comments, Barb, but I just get tired of oh, I just get tired of moderating them. I guess that's I just get tired of it, and then like the this and that, and no, that's not right, and this is right, and I just don't like it, so I just took them both down.
ooh, Mary Frensky, we got her to join EGA too.
Oh, did you?
Yay, Mary.
Yeah.
Wonder if Mary got her tattoo. Mary, did you get your tattoo yet? Your EGA tattoo?
They sent you. Did they send you, Gary, a sticker to put on your car?
No, I haven't had anything from them. They just took my money.
Oh, really? I got the
Yeah,
I
I mean,
got
literally, I've had nothing from them.
a welcome letter, and inside the welcome letter was a like a thing to put on my car, a sticker to put on my car, and Keith put it out there. And well, he said, "Do you want it on your car?" And I said, "Okay." And Katie goes, "I want to put it on." And so she went outside and put it on the back of my window.
No,
And I go, "Did you put it? Where'd you put it?" And she goes, "Well, um, I didn't put it by Bigfoot because I didn't think that was appropriate." So she put it on the other side.
okay.
Sylvia, oh gosh, Windy City EGA. So I guess it's a Chicago EGA chapter. And I know that it was closed, but they did discontinue it, or they had to put it off or cancel it or postpone it. So you might contact them, but it was the Windy City.
Mary, there's no EGA tattoo. I was just trying to get your blood flowing. Apparently, it worked. If there was a tattoo, I wouldn't be getting it anyway. So, are there special criteria to meet to join EGA? The criteria is to pay the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pay the money, fill out the form. That's all there was to it. It's just like any other organization. If you pay the fee, you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I still tell people I was impressed when I looked at what they had to offer. It's pretty good.
Well, I'm anxious to know if the Royal School of Needlework is going to continue to do classes online, even because that's a real, um, a hardship for some. Like I don't like to travel, and I really wouldn't like to travel overseas necessarily. And, it'd be really nice if you can take Royal School of Needlework classes online. I wonder if they're going to continue that or if it's going to be a short term. That's one of the things I want to know
I would
when we
suspect
talk
they're
to
going to
them.
continue.
It's the way I would think that would be a revenue generating option, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sylvia, Dawn to Dusk is Textured Treasures counted canvas design that we're going to do, but we haven't set a date or anything. We're just going to do it. It kind of popped up because somebody posted in Needlepoint Nation, and I'm blaming it on Cindy. Cindy started messing around, and next thing we knew, we had a group that wanted to do it. Let's blame it on Cindy just for fun. And then we dragged Vonna into it without her even knowing, which was fun in its own right. So you're welcome to join us. I mean, it's not like it's an exclusive club by any stretch, believe me. But yeah, it's Textured Treasures, Dusk to Dawn.
And there's like what, 5 different colorways for it, or you can
Yeah,
do your own too, but there's like 5 different colorway. It's a beautiful.
if you go to the video that I did at Nashville this year, Textured Treasures, you'll see all 5 colorways. It's very nice design, I think. Doesn't look all that hard. I was studying the dealie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, Eamon, they do, but I think that's a new thing, isn't it, Gary? Because the last time we talked to him, I looked and I don't think they had very many online courses for Royal School of Needlework, do they?
They've had, yeah, they've had a series
Do
of
they have
them.
the one to work towards your whatever your, like schooling?
That
Because
I
it used
can't
to be the,
say. That I can't say, and I'm not sure if they do or not. Um, and I would, my my gut reaction is no, they want you to be there under the instruction of a tutor or of a teacher.
Right.
But
Uh-huh.
I can't say. This kind of thing though may change that too.
Yeah.
Mail
Well, they
mail in your
offer,
work. We'll look at it.
yeah, they offer, what's that? Because the Royal School of Needlework is also in Williamsburg, Virginia, right? There's a branch of it in,
I thought it was in Kentucky somewhere.
oh,
I think I think when they have classes in the U.S., there it's in Kentucky.
oh, I see.
I think. I'm talking a little out of school, but that's what I recall is that it was in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that. They've been doing that every year, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
But it sells out. It fills up real fast. Like the minute it's available, get in on it because. Oh, Mary Frensky says it's Williamsburg, so I'm wrong. Wrong.
Well, Mary Gooding or Mindy Gooding said that they used to go to Iowa every year in a historical hotel.
Oh,
I don't know. That's one of my. I would love to do something like that someday.
here Iman Mak says that they do not offer online towards certification. So I guess right there.
Mm-hmm.
Zoriana, where can we order Dawn to Dusk? It's a kit. Um, you got a kit, right, Vana?
I got a kit from directly from the designer. Yes.
From Karen Dudzinski, yeah. She has a
Yeah.
website, so you can order right from her. Yes, I'm sure you can get it from stores too, though.
What I would yeah, yeah. What I would suggest, if anything, is she has a Facebook group, and that's how I got a hold of her, and a Facebook page, and I just left her a message and said that I'd like to order a kit from her, and she took care of me.
Oh, and so we were both right. It is Kentucky and Williamsburg. So
Oh, okay.
points for both.
All right.
Summer classes in Williamsburg. Lexington, Kentucky is where they have it. Kentucky in the summer. So yeah, so they have two places. Mindy, a friend of hers attended. It was a wonderful but hardcore week. Yeah. See, and I think that would be the fun of it. Just hardcore, intense needlework.
Margaret, you can call them, but if I mean, just call her and leave a message. But I think that the best way to get a hold of Kim is is by email. Yeah, Annette, I know that was how come I contacted her on Facebook on her page, and within like 20 minutes she was cutting. I mean, we had made the exchange of money, and she was kitting my project up, and it's in the mail. So um, check her. It's textured treasures on Facebook, Annette, and you can message her, and she gets right back to you and tell her that we sent you, because we're hoping to be her that she'll be on the show, or she said she would.
Yeah, it reminds me. Another thing in the list of things I needed to do today. I'll write to her tomorrow.
Pretty sure Mom's Gone Wild has a different vibe than EGA. I'm pretty sure that's true, Christy.
A little less intense, you think?
Yeah, probably a little less intense.
Hooray, my crown is done.
You're really booking on that.
It's fun to do. It's mindless. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to put it away here. Do some more. And I'm going to get a band or two underneath this, and then I'm going to put it away and go back to. I'm going to finish up one of those little needlepoint things.
Mm.
Then Nat says I did the week course, and I was stitching in my sleep. It was hardcore stitching. Yeah. I don't think they. It's not like a 4-hour coffee session. But I think it would be fun. It must have been. I assume it was fun, Rose, huh?
It was Nanette that did that.
Oh,
Rose is
wasn't
asking
that?
about the.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's shifted up here. Kathy, yes, I really like this. I like MPI silk in general, and this blue on this banding is really. I'm really happy with it. Does anyone know about the beginning needlepoint class on Sassy Jacks? Don't know anything. You might check out Debbie Rowley. She's doing one right now. If you want a beginning class, you might check that out. Debbie's got one going. They're only a few days into it, so you could easily catch up. I don't know what I don't know if Kim's got hers set up or not. I haven't paid attention.
She had a floss tube last night, and I think that she addressed a lot of things that is going on at Sassy Jack's. So y'all might want to watch Yonder Ways floss tube, her latest one.
Let's see. Have either of you used a ground fabric other than canvas for needlepoint? No. Nope. Just 18, well, was it 13, 18, and Congress cloth. I've used all those, but never anything else for needlepoint. You almost have to use canvas or ground or Congress cloth just to have the sturdiness that you need to do the stitches and to get the right tension. Can't imagine doing it, some of those stitches without having a good sturdy ground cloth underneath it.
Yeah.
There, whoever was asking about the needlepoint with Kim, Shelly's doing it. Just sent out her kit today, so. So there's that. Yep. Do Debbie Rowley's too. Go nuts.
Stitch what way, Deanna? With my eye up, I guess.
Ooh, 10 after 8 already. Folks, get your emails in so you can get in the drawing for tonight. T-shirts in the shop page at wetalkfiber.com. We'll be back Wednesday. Here in the net, I made lifelong friends and learned to do amazing embroidery stitches. Yeah, see, that's where I think it's worth it right there. Gary, what's the thread count on your banding? 35. 35 count. So get your emails in. T-shirts and needle binders on the shop page. We'll be back Wednesday. Arlene and I will have the podcast Wednesday. We'll be back Wednesday night for a quarantine stitch hour again. Then we'll also be here Friday for Friday Night Live. And remember, 2 o'clock Eastern Time Saturday with Natalie Dupuis to learn more about couching and ask questions for that. So, yeah, there you go.
All right.
I guess that's it. We're caught up. Okay, folks. we're going to call it right here. Thanks to everybody for joining us. We'll see you Wednesday night. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye. See ya.